Trying to build a business while raising a family and working a job is not normal. I'm sorry, it's not normal. It's not easy. It's not simple. You're carrying more weight than most people realize and more weight than most people would be willing to carry. But let me tell you what I found. You don't have to choose between your family and your future. You can have both with the right mindset and the right system. And today I'm going to show you how. I'm going to talk to you about the reality of your situation. I'm going to talk to you about dealing with the guilt trap. I'm going to talk to you about your priorities. I'm going to talk to you about managing your time. And I'm going to give you a little secret advantage that really worked for me and has worked for so many people that I've shared it with. So let's talk about the reality of your situation. Some nights you're exhausted. Some mornings you wake up and you are already behind. You haven't put your feet on the floor yet. You're already behind. Your plans get interrupted by your kids, by work, by life, by the things I call stuff, just stuff that happens every day. And you start second guessing yourself. You start thinking, am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy for doing all this. You're not crazy. You're committed. You're showing up. Most people settle for the life that they have and they don't fight for the life that they desire. But that's not you. You're fighting for what you desire. And that means you're not going to settle for the life that you have. Let them have it. Let the ones who want to give up have that life. That's why you're here with me now. And that alone means that there's something different about you. I'm Anthony Charles, and whether you are starting in business or dreaming of leaving at 9 to 5 to make it happen, I'm here to help you to turn your knowledge, your ideas, and your skills into real money by strengthening your mindset, mastering your people skills, and boosting your productivity. So let's talk about guilt, because every parent who wants more feels it. You feel guilty when you're working on your business, and you feel guilty when you're not working on a business. I've been there. I've done it. I've been feeling guilty when I'm not with my family. And then when I'm with my family, I'm feeling guilty because I think I should be doing stuff in the business. And then I start doing foolishness. You know, the amount of times that I've taken out my laptop when I'm going to a family event. I remember going to bowling once and I took a book with me and I'm trying to read this book while in the middle of a bowling match. And how can you enjoy the bowling match? How can I enjoy the book when I'm supposed to be participating? Crazy. I remember my mentor said to me years ago, wherever you are, be there. Use your children as an incentive and leverage to drive you. Your actions are an example to your children, a demonstration for them, either what to do or what not to do. And you get to choose. Your children aren't just listening to what you say. They're watching what you do. They're watching what and who you become. And you get to be an example or a cautionary tale depending on your performance. I know some people who found that way too challenging, so they don't attempt to achieve more. But their children are still seeing them. Don't let that happen to you. Let's look at priorities. To grow your business, support your family, you have to get your priorities right. And that is going to be up to you. Every family is different, and I can't tell you what to prioritize in your life. Here are my 4 priorities. Number 1 is my creator. If I need to explain why that is, then there's just no point in me explaining. Number 2 is my family and myself. We're on the same level. Now, I would give my life for my family. However, airplane rules apply. I have to put myself on the same level because, as they say on the airplane, when the oxygen mask comes on, you've got to put yours on first so that you can look after your family. I have to make sure I look after me so I can look after them. And my next priority is my business. Now, the order of priority never changes, but the time that I devote to each category does. Balance isn't about giving equal time. I'm not going to be giving equal time to my creator, equal time to my kids, to me, to the business. It doesn't work that way. Balance is about being where you are, fully present, and putting every bit of energy around what matters most at the time that it matters. You've got to get really good at using your 24 hours effectively, consistently. Time is your biggest commodity, but most people, they take time, they spend it, they use it, they lose it, they waste it, but few invest it. If you use your time efficiently and you push yourself to be your best, you won't have much competition. because most people won't do that. If you like this kind of video where I share what I've learned through my life experiences and how it determines the decisions I make on a day-to-day basis and how it can help you, then download my 20-point business ready checklist. It will give you a clear picture of where you are in your business journey now, and it will tell you exactly what you need to do next. It's absolutely free. The link is in the box underneath. Download it, go through the questionnaires, and then come back and join me on another episode, and let's keep on building together. Let's talk about how to manage your time effectively. The secret of being successful in all that you do will largely depend on what you do when you have nothing to do. Now, for some reason, whenever I say that, I feel the need to repeat it. So I'm going to repeat it. The secret of being successful in all that you do will largely depend on what you do when you have nothing to do. We can all do with big slots of 2, 3, and 4 hours on a regular basis, but to achieve this as a busy parent, that's not feasible. You really have to be great with your time and your time management. It takes real discipline. What I find works for me is to use my best work time for my best work. And my best work is definitely not emails or the urgent things that keep on popping up. You have to be intentional about this. And my interpretation of being intentional is making the right decisions, making difficult decisions, and having the conviction and fortitude to carry them out consistently. There are times when I do high quality work, and there are times when I'm doing low quality work. Now, high quality work is things like looking after my clients, my paying clients. Scripting my YouTube videos takes a lot of time to put these YouTube videos together to make the very best episode. Working on my webinar presentations, planning and brainstorming, reading and studying, that's my high quality work. And when I'm doing this kind of work, it requires the least disturbance as possible, and I need to be in a good, quiet space. Then you've got low quality work, and I use low quality time to do my low quality work. Now, the low quality work is general task. It could be rereading. If I read a book when I am first taking in that information, that is high quality work. I need to have a brain power thinking space. If I'm rereading, I'm probably looking at information that I've highlighted and seeing where I can slot that in to share, to teach, etc. If I'm laying out a YouTube script, when I'm first producing the YouTube script and thinking about what I'm going to share in an episode, that's high quality time. But once I've got that information together and I just need to put in bullet points and then, reduce it down to, talking points, then I don't need a lot of brain power to do that. So that's more low quality. If I'm answering emails or filing, all those things don't require quiet. It doesn't require large amounts of time. So I can break those things up very, very easily. Give you an example. Recently, I was taking my youngest to a birthday party. It was going to be at Pizza Express. I knew I was going to be out for about 3 hours. I looked in that area. I saw a Costa Coffee. I said, I'm going to go there to work. It was a small Costa Coffee and it was very noisy in there. However, I didn't need a lot of brain power because I was doing more low quality work and I got a lot of work done in that space of time. Another place where I got a lot of low quality work done was when I would take the children to the park after school. Once I got them to the age where I didn't have to follow them around every minute and they could take care of themselves, then I would go to the park. I would socialize for a short time with some of the parents and, keep on building those relationships. However, at a certain point, I would say to them, look, I'm going over. There was another thing. They don't like sitting in the sun. I like the sun. So I went to sit in the sun. And then also, I would go over there and I would get my work done. And consistently, I was able to get a lot of low quality work done. I watched a parent called Donna, and she systematically built her business in the park. She would come over and she would say hello, but she wouldn't spend hardly any time. She would just go to a very quiet place. Her children were taking care of themselves and she would work diligently. And I remember having a chat with her one day and I said, I admire the fact that you don't even take any time to really socialize. And she wasn't antisocial. She was fine with all of us. But she said to me, This is the only time I have. So it was a little bit different for her. This was more high quality time, because she said when she gets into the house, because she's got a house full of boys and they're quite boisterous, it's noisy, and they were demanding of her. She said this is the quality time. This was her quality time in the park. And she built a massive business just by having the discipline to do what she had to do when she had to do it. Treat your business like work. Be a firm but fair boss. Ask yourself when you're doing things, constantly ask yourself, if I was at work, could I do this? There's too many times when people are building a business for themselves, they don't have the same discipline in their business as they would have in a workplace. If you find yourself struggling with one day going into the other and you're losing weeks and months at a time, then work at being consistent, not intense. Start with 10 focused minutes. You know, I like my 10-minute exercises, and here's how you do it. Choose one goal for the week and break it down into 10-minute actions, and make sure you protect that non-negotiable 10 minutes every single day. Let's say it's something as simple as reading. You want to get your reading habit up. Dedicate 10 minutes every day. And if you did it just on the weekdays, not even the weekends, that's 50 minutes of reading every week. If you up that to 15 minutes, that's an hour and 15 minutes of reading every single week. You're not going to build a massive business doing this, but you're going to build your consistency, and that's going to give you a good foundation, and it's going to give you the discipline, and that's what you can build a good business on. And I promised you that I was going to give you a secret advantage, and that secret advantage is your identity. This is important. How you see yourself is important. Now listen to this. You're not a parent trying to build a business. You're an entrepreneur who has a family who you love. When you really begin to see that, it's going to change everything. It's going to change your decisions. It's going to change your energy. It's going to change your focus. It's going to change your standards. It's called being in alignment with your goals. Before you start looking for more hours, look for more consistency. Before you start looking for bigger or better goals, look for more alignment. Before you start looking for perfection, look for more purpose. You're not doing this despite your family. You're doing it because of them, because you love them. If this resonates with you, then make sure you like and subscribe. And in the meantime, you got to keep on being amazing, because you are. And I'll see you in the next episode. Feeling good? Want more results like this? Let's keep that momentum going with this video here. Also, click on my head here to subscribe.